Education changes lives. It opens doors to new opportunities, creates new ways of thinking, and has an impact for generations to come. 20 years ago, a visionary group of governors saw a new pathway to educational opportunity through technology and a different learning model. This is the story of Western Governors University, a university that started with an idea and has grown to become one of the nation's largest universities.
We had to reinvent an alternative process, not to replace traditional higher education, but to supplement it, to serve populations that were not properly served by the existing system.
Somewhere in early 1997, I heard about WGU as a wild idea in the West, and it was immediately fascinating to me.
Wow, this is a university, this is a group of people that are willing to take on a really big challenge without a lot of resources.
The governors had this incredible idea, but it was married by Mike Levitt's vision of utilizing technology for higher education.
The World Wide Web, as it was called, the World Wide Web Consortium, that came in 1993. Here we are discussing technology in 95. If you haven't lived through that, you can't grasp how far we've come since then.
Now we had this strange new tool called the internet, and there was a way that people could be educated online, which was a new word. So these were revolutionary concepts, and what a beauty to watch these great men gather to form a revolution to change society.
And we believed that this new, more innovative approach to higher education needed to include both new technology and a fundamental shift in what we measure.
In January 1997, WGU's Articles of Incorporation were signed and Western Governors University was born. With initial financial support of government, foundations, and private industry, WGU was on its way.
There were 12 of us, and we had Christmas dinner with all the staff and our spouses. That was the entire operation. It was this thing that we were going to build from scratch.
The most radical two elements of this new idea is it is competency-based and it is student-oriented.
What was truly radical was the notion that students could progress toward their degrees by demonstrating competence. It meant that if you really had the knowledge and experience and could demonstrate that effectively, you could proceed toward your degree as rapidly as you were able. That was truly unusual.
Key leaders in higher education were instrumental in the development and acceptance of WGU. These included Clara Lovett, then president of Northern Arizona University, and Sam Smith, then president of Washington State University. 2 years later, WGU opened its virtual doors.
Overcoming thousands of years of tradition is no small task, and higher education has essentially thought the same way about the learning process for a long time.
There was a real negative reaction that this was going to threaten everything that higher education stood for.
There were many hurdles and misunderstandings about what technology could do to help with teacher education.
It needed credibility, and most universities fought this concept of not having a bricks and mortar building with a university president and a 200-year history.
WGU was at a very critical moment. We were facing at least 2 or 3 more years before we were accredited. We were running out of money. We had lots of skeptics. We needed a new leader.
My message is that it's possible to have high-quality, affordable higher education, but it will require new models, not just tweaking the existing system.
I was connected to Bob, who at the time had just left IBM as their global leader for education. And as we talked, it became evident to me that this was the right person.
Bob Mendenhall joined WGU in 1999, and by the end of that year, the first programs in IT and education were launched. 1 year later, WGU celebrated its first graduate, Jenny Kirch.
A couple years of great planning had taken place, and the foundation for the educational model was already in place. We had a challenge to gain accreditation.
To get essentially four regions to agree that WGU met standards for accreditation was a first in higher education. And it was a hurrah experience. The day we were granted that, we all celebrated. It was just party time.
With regional accreditation, enrollment began to climb.
We all knew that growth would be there if the model was working right and if the students were satisfied with its success.
At about the same time, WGU launched its Teachers College with a grant from the Department of Education. Enrollment took off. The addition of the College of Health Professions in 2008 sent it soaring.
Tonight, we introduce you to a university aimed at adult students who don't have time for traditional bricks and mortar schools. And it turns out that's just what many Americans find they need as they rush to reinvent themselves.
Bob proved that this was a very viable university and very essential and very credible. WGU could not have become who it is, literally, without Bob Mendenhall.
WGU's quality, affordability, and learning models soon began to attract a new generation of governors, and in 2010, WGU launched its first state-based university, WGU Indiana. Over the next few years, 5 more states partnered with WGU.
They all immediately got the vision of what the governors were really trying to accomplish.
When I started WGU, I was a single parent, and it was very hard for me to accomplish my dreams or even understand what my dreams were because I felt that I was limited on my options. Since working with WGU and really understanding the mission, it's not only served me in my personal life, but it's served thousands of students across the country.
When I started in 2005, WGU had 3,500 students. Today, 2017, our student population is over 80,000.
I recognize among our graduates that their degree mattered more to them than mine did to me. And I recognize that it changed their life. It did something for them that nothing else previously could do. I saw that our fundamental purpose at WGU is to change the lives of individuals and families. That is what we do.
20 years is a very short time for a university. But in this 20 years, WGU has pioneered a new learning model, continued to innovate to improve the student experience and student outcomes, and has helped change the lives of more than 85,000 individuals and their families. And we are just getting started.
We will leave here as WGU alumni, and not just with a piece of paper to hang on the wall, but with something much more valuable. A personal, unique version of our story, the WGU story, that has the power to change the world around us.
I can't tell you how many times my friends asked me about my courses. Was it hard to do? Could they do it? Were they too old? All of those things. Then they ask, how did I balance everything? And you might be like me, and you had a family. And then you might even have a job. And then you decide to go back to school. Well, the beauty of WGU, you can juggle it all.
Graduates, we have had every reason thrown at us under the sun that would dictate why we should not be here, but yet we are. We represent those who refuse to quit, those who refuse to say it's not the right time, maybe next year, those who understand that their education, their lives, their goals, their dreams are too important to let anything stand in their way in moving forward.
Graduation is super special to me for a lot of different reasons, mainly because I've never graduated. I didn't graduate high school. I've never put on a cap and gown until tomorrow.
College has never been like a huge subject in my family. Like, I'm the oldest, so none of my siblings, you know, it's like I'm kind of one of the first people to do it. So it's important to them, but it's mostly important to me.
That I would never be able to do this, but I was able to succeed with a lot of support from my friends and family. Because of my cerebral palsy, it may take more time to accomplish certain tasks, but I never give up on my dreams or my desire to be treated just like everyone else. I would like to thank the faculty and staff, and Team Cox specifically, for this amazing life achievement and the opportunity to speak on behalf of the students of WGU.
WGU graduates, let's give ourselves a round of applause.
So I got into running as a child, and I was a 13-year-old freshman, and didn't have the greatest form, didn't have some of the things that maybe you needed to win, and somehow, some way, I won the first invitational I was at. That's kind of when I realized that I might be able to compete at a level that many people don't get to. So I took state a few times in high school, and that got me noticed, and we actually won the first women's championship. And so that was pretty exciting that I was a catalyst to that team win. We weren't supposed to win that meet, but we ended up winning the first conference championship. And then, you know, as we continued to run, we found ourselves on the track with the Women's U.S. Olympic team, which was awe-inspiring. You know, we had Alice Brown and Florence Griffith Joyner, also known as FloJo with the nails. It was funny, she was the anchor on the relay, and I was the anchor on the relay, and we competed in the same race. I will say that they finished quite a bit ahead of us, but it was just exciting to be in the presence of some of those Olympic runners. Running has taught me so many valuable lessons. I had goals. I wanted to surpass some of my personal records. I had personal records that I was going after on the track, and then I had some personal challenges in education that I went after. Once I have a goal in front of me, it's hard for me not to focus on that goal and take the time to do what needs to be done to achieve it. I'm certain that the skills and the mindset that I learned as a runner absolutely carried me through to achieve my degree in a pretty reasonable amount of time. What I learned in the management and leadership program has helped me to be a stronger leader and to advise other leaders in our organization on how to be a successful leader and to take care of their people. So it absolutely has helped me with what I do, and I think it will continue to help me, and I'll build upon that.
you're obsessed about the student outcome. You are part of making WGU great. And that's really what we're focused on.
Because what makes all of us family and not strangers is that we've had to overcome adversity.
A college education enables the creation of more pathways to success than experience alone. We must never, never allow the busyness of the day-to-day to become an excuse that robs us of a better tomorrow.
What I found interesting is, after graduating, is how frequently I come into contact with people who are stuck in their careers, just like I was. When I share with them how the pursuit of an MBA at WGU changed my life, I can see something change in their eyes. I can see hope.
Through a series of lifelong challenges, I began to see not what I was, but what I could become.
With a great job, a great wife, a great life. I want to thank WGU because right here, right now, I am having my movie moment, and it is amazing.
As a teacher, you don't make a lot of money, and oftentimes all that extra money goes into your summertime. The price being right was helpful. I found WGU to be very flexible and affordable.
WGU graduating class of 2016-17.
I think I was most surprised by how truly focused I had to be, because this program has no true deadlines for your classes. You can get them done as fast or as slow as you need to. But, you learn a lot about yourself. Are you the kind of person that can self-motivate? I have always had a love of learning, and so I have planned from the day of my high school graduation to get a master's degree. That was probably the number one thing that I looked for, was a program that was gonna push me to go beyond what I already had done. The information that was taught in the master's program is immediately applicable in the classroom, which was really nice to learn something in your curriculum and then turn around and teach it to my students. I finished my master's in 11 months. I was on that fast track. I know this information, just don't stand in my way kind of a deal, which might not be the face you want, but that's mine. I got exactly what I was looking for from the program. We should always be striving to make learning more engaging, interactive, and fun. Thank you. My name is Brittany Pierce. I just graduated with a master's in middle school science education.
Hello, graduates. Are you excited? Okay, we're going to see which college is most excited in a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Frank Irwin Center. In preparation for the WGU commencement, we ask that you please take your seats, clear the aisles, and silence your cell phones. The commencement ceremony is about to begin in a few minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 67th commencement ceremony for Western Governors University. Graduates, families, and friends, thank you for joining us as we celebrate this special occasion. Our Bachelor ceremony is being recorded and streamed live over the internet. A special welcome to all our online participants joining us across the country and around the world. Please stand for the processional and remain standing for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in our gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the
Thank you. Everyone, please take your seats. We'd like to thank Raquel Crawford from New Braunfels, Texas, who's graduating with her Bachelor of Science, there you go, Bachelor of Science degree in nursing for performing our national anthem. Thank you. So first of all, I have to say good afternoon, y'all. Hope everyone's doing well. It's my honor to convene the 2018 WGU Commencement in Austin, Texas. On behalf of the entire university, we welcome our honored graduates and congratulate you on completing one of life's great achievements. Congratulations. We also extend our warmest welcome to the many family members and friends who are here to support their graduates. In addition, we want to recognize and welcome the many graduates who, together with their families and friends, are watching this event via our live webcast. Yes, there are many others here to celebrate your success. We're so happy to be joined by our Provost and Chief Academic Officer, Dr. Marnie Baker-Stein, and other members of our university leadership team. Give them a hand. Now, standing here, I see the many family and friends of our graduates. It's likely that today would not have been possible without them at your side. In fact, there are more than 7,500 guests attending today's ceremonies and many more watching online to support and celebrate you. You are a much-loved crowd, I'll tell you that. Would all of you, the friends and families of our graduates, please stand up? Graduates, let's put our hands together and show them how much we appreciate what they've done for you. Thank you all so very much. You know, at WGU, we often have family members graduating together. Could we please have these family members stand and be recognized? There's some. What a special occasion to see families share this moment together. WGU is honored to be recognized year after year as a military-friendly university. We'd like to recognize the military members who are graduating. With the graduates who are active duty, reservists, and veterans, please stand and be recognized. Thank you for your service. And last but not least, if you, our students and alumni, are the lifeblood of this institution, then the faculty and staff are its heart. With you today are many of our WG faculty members and employees. If you've been the beneficiary of the time and dedication that they put into their work, please put your hands together one last time and give them a round of applause. "21 years ago, WGU was officially founded. 19 years ago, WGU enrolled its first student. The university now has more than 117,000 graduates. Since the beginning of this year, WGU has awarded more than 19,000 degrees. Today, we recognize the achievements of more than 1,000 graduates who are attending the ceremonies in Austin. Among these, there are 557 individuals receiving their bachelor's degrees and 471 receiving their master's degrees. You represent 43 states, Canada, the District of Columbia, and military installations overseas. Thank you for being here. It's our privilege to be among all of you and among those who are here in support of you. Let me share just a couple of additional facts about your graduating class. 39% of you are the first in your family to earn a college degree, and we extend a special congratulations to you. Your average age is 39, the youngest among you is 18, and the oldest is 86. That's amazing. "91% of you are over the age of 27, and among you receiving your bachelor's degree, on average, you completed your degree in only 2 years and 4 months. That's incredible. Rituals and ceremonies play an important role in our lives. They separate extraordinary moments from the daily flow, moments that have special meaning and should always be remembered. It is an inspiring and uplifting moment to look out upon you and consider your achievements, despite your many priorities and challenges that you've had to juggle to obtain it. You are the reason that we have gathered here today. Today's commencement ritual is an emphatic punctuation that you, our graduates, have set and accomplished a significant goal and are moving to a new stage in your life. Since you join only about 33% of adults in the United States who hold a bachelor's degree, much will be expected of you as you continue on your life's journey, taking leadership roles in your businesses and your communities across this country. You know, it's been said that the doors of history swing on small hinges. You have made a choice and put forth the effort to obtain a milestone that will change the course of your own personal history. You have set an expectation for yourselves, for your families, and for your loved ones. You have lifted up your gaze and aspired to greater things. Never forget the privileges and responsibilities of your education. And finally, a sincere thank you for letting all of us at WGU be a part of your journey. We are proud of you and know that greater things now await you. Now, it's my distinct honor to introduce your commencement address speaker. Our keynote speaker is the host of a new TV show in development. She is currently number 5 on the list of leadership experts to follow online, and is a best-selling author with more than 18 published books on entrepreneurship and leadership topics. In 2011, Elizabeth was awarded the U.S. Congressional Veteran Commendation. While serving the U.S. Army, Elizabeth flew command and control, air assault, rappelling, and top-secret intelligence missions, and also transported high-level government VIPs, including the Secretary of Defense. Let's see these missions, Elizabeth and the awe-inspiring Black Hawk, in action.
So, strap into your seats. It is our pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, former U.S. Army Black Hawk pilot, Elizabeth McCormick.
I was 8 years old. Do you remember when you were 8 years old? Did the whole world revolve around you? Right? I was 8 years old. It was the middle of the night. when I heard a noise, something woke me. And I crept through the dark down the hallway. And as I went to the kitchen to get a drink of water, I realized another light was on. And as I snuck down to see what was going on, I saw my mother. My mother hunched over a card table, a table covered with books, papers, and a typewriter. She had gone back to school. She was 32 years old. She worked at Kmart full-time and had gone back to school in the evenings and then was staying up until the wee dark night studying, trying to better things for herself and for herself, by extension, her family. She did a lot more than talk. She took the action, like you all have. You see, the thing you might not realize is the difference that you've made to everyone else around you. The impact, the influence that you might have had. You see, you don't even know it. How many of you have kids? Okay, yeah. How many of you have seen a kid? Right? You've made an impression upon them. You have shown them by your actions what perseverance is. You have shown them more, and they have learned more from you every single day. And whether it's your own child, or it might be a niece, a nephew, a brother, a sister, a family member, a coworker, you've had an impact and influence on the others around you that will last for the rest of their lives. I needed that. I needed that because when I decided to become a helicopter pilot, see, there's me at 8. When I decided to become a helicopter pilot, and I went into the recruiting station, the recruiter said, "You can't do that. You can't do that." And I had a choice. I could believe him or I could believe me. We always have a choice what we could believe. We could believe in someone else or we could believe in our potential of that situation. So I looked at him and with curiosity, I said, "Why not? Why not? What is standing in my way? I need to know. I need to know what is standing in my way." And he said, well, you need perfect eyesight. I have that. Why not? Well, you need perfect physical condition. I used to have that. I was a lot younger then. Why not? Well, you need a college degree. I almost have 3. Why not? Well, you need leadership. I said, yeah, I got that too. Why not? Well, because, Go ahead, say it with me, it's fun. You could do this at home, it's okay, yeah. Yeah, and I asked him, what did I ask him? And he said, what do you think he said? How many of you think it was because of my gender that he said, you can't do this? Yeah. Here's what he said. I don't know how to do that paperwork. Yeah. He didn't know how to do his own job. I mean, can you imagine if I had walked in and I had believed in him instead of me? Would I have become a helicopter pilot? Would I now be a motivational speaker? I travel all over the world speaking. I've been to New Zealand just recently. Hold on. Yes. Yeah, no. Would I be here today? No. My entire future changed because I was willing to believe in myself, my abilities, my potential more than anyone else's lack of belief. Our beliefs are a choice. We get to choose. We get to persevere in those. I needed all that. And I'll tell you what I did. I tell you what you can do when you're faced with a situation like that. I sat in his office, I read the regulations, and I did the paperwork for him. Thank you. I did his job. Because when it really comes down to it, graduates, family, friends, those online, listen, your future is your responsibility. It is up to you. No one else could do it for you. You are in the pilot seat of your future right now. And there's no autopilot, is there? Is there an autopilot? Was there an autopilot to help you get through the last few years? No. You are in the pilot seat every single day, every single late night to make it happen. Well, in order for you to understand what flight school is like, I need to teach you how to fly a helicopter. Would that be okay? Yeah? Would you like to fly a helicopter? Can we get the house lights on a little brighter? Thank you. All right, in order for you to learn how to fly a helicopter, I need you to have both hands and both feet if you're able. Go ahead. Families and friends participate too, online. Please do. So in order to fly a helicopter, you have your right hand is on the cyclic. The cyclic is a stick. It's a stick that goes down to the floorboard, up into the rotor system, and it controls the rotor blades. So it controls the pitch of the rotor blades. So if you want to go forward, you're going to push, take your right hand, stick it straight out. Don't hit the person in front of you. All right, that's where your cyclic would be. If you want to go forward, you're going to push and lean forward. Go ahead. There you go. And if you want to go to the side, as the whole arena, we're all going to go to the side. We're going to push and lean this side. There you go. And if you want to go to the other side, very good, you're flying. And if you wanted to go back, whoa, you have a tail back there. You pull that too far back and you hit your tail, that's bad. Don't do that. Now, while you're doing that, okay, did I just say there's no autopilot? Y'all are flying the helicopter. Keep your arm up there. You're not on the controls, you're crashing. All right? So while your right hand's there, your left hand, imagine your elbows pinned to the floorboard. All you can move is the front part of your hand. That's the collective. The collective is the power. The higher you pull it, the more fuel it puts into the engine and more airspeed or altitude you can get. So go ahead and pull some power, because that feels good, right? So while we're flying straight like this, and we pull the power like this, here's what happens to the helicopter. We're flying this way, I pull power, the tail gets power too, and the tail does this. So I'm flying straight. My tail's off to the side. Oh, sorry. My tail's off to the side. Is this aerodynamic? No. So with your feet independently of each other while you're doing everything else, you're going to push on the foot pedals to get your aircraft, the tail, behind you in trim, what it's called. All at the same time. But wait, there's more. Because you have a center console of avionic and navigation equipment to tell you who to talk to and where to go. And while you're monitoring that, you have 4 feet of instrument panel that you're scanning to make sure you stay in your system limits. Because even though we are in the air, there are speed limits. Yep, there's just no signs. You have to have every single limit on every single gauge memorized. And while you're doing all that, you're also scanning through your windows. You have a front window, a door window, and a chin bubble window down at your feet. In fact, right now, I want you to look down at your toes. Yep, because when you lose your engine, that's where you're gonna go. There's no glide in a helicopter. You're gonna go straight down. But wait, because you also have a microphone on your helmet, and you're talking internally to your crew and externally to air traffic control, all at the same time. And if you're sitting there thinking, what does that have to do with me? Well, it's part of our life now, is multitasking, isn't it? The email's dinging, the phone is ringing. We're doing many things at many times. And most of you already have to get this far, haven't you? You've already multitasked in your life. You've been the aviator. You've got the wings to fly. Well, flying a helicopter, maybe it is like something else. Do we have any roller coaster fans here? Yeah, we have some roller coaster fans. I think we have we'll go to the next one. Yeah, roller coaster. Let me see again. Who's a roller coaster fan here? Yeah? Okay, I don't believe you. Because no true, self-respecting roller coaster fan would have only one arm up. Okay, let me see you. Where are the roller coaster fans? Yeah, 2 arms always, right? Well, I want you to imagine you're in the front car of a roller coaster. You know how when you're in the front car of a roller coaster, you could see everything that's coming? And I want you to imagine there's no track. There's no track. You get to decide where it goes. How high, how low, how fast, or how slow. To the right or to the left, which way it should go. Just like your future. You are in the pilot's seat. You get to decide where you go. Flying a helicopter, the first maneuver you must learn is how to hover. Hovering is when you're 8 to 10 feet off the ground, the wind whips off the rotor system, it comes down, hits the ground, and comes up underneath the helicopter, and it buffets the helicopter, and it makes it aerodynamically unstable. I mean, it's so aerodynamically unstable. It's like the bumblebee that shouldn't fly and doesn't know any better and flies off anyway. It is aerodynamically unstable, and hovering requires a very soft touch on the controls. A soft touch is best. But what happens to that soft touch when a flight instructor is screaming at you? You're stupid. You don't deserve to be here. You're wasting my... Somebody has said that to you before. Yeah. He didn't get to decide, though. I got to decide. And even when things got hard, week over week over week, when I wasn't learning and I was failing on how to hover because that soft touch doesn't stay soft when someone is yelling at you. That soft touch didn't stay that way. And at the very end of that portion of the course, when I was failing, I had a flight instructor who came in and taught me instead of yelling. And he taught me. And he taught me how to hover in one day. Have you ever been so close to something you make one little tweak, one little shift, one little change, and everything falls into place? Has that ever happened to you? If it has, say yes. Yeah. Well, he taught me how to hover. Would you like to learn how to hover? Raise your right hand up. Go ahead, raise it up high. The person next to you won't know your deodorant has worn off. All right, stretch it a little higher. We're going to bring your elbow down against your rib cage with your elbow braced against your rib cage. Pivot your hand forward. That's where your cyclic would really be. With your elbow braced against your rib cage, how smooth and stable is your wrist? Try it without the brace. Created a stable platform. Isn't that what you've done? Isn't that what you're celebrating today? Is your foundation, your stable platform for your future. He taught me how to hover in one day, and I went on to pass that portion of the class. But it was ugly. If you've had the ugly pass, do not raise your hand. We don't want to see that. Right? Because practice makes... Really? Because I had lots of practice doing it wrong. We need to shift our paradigm on this today. Practice makes permanent. What you practice every day determines how you perform, how you live your life, how you work in your job. Everything you do today impacts your tomorrow. It doesn't stop here. This is the celebration, not the ending. Because you're in the pilot's seat. Did I teach you how to fly? Was that pretty cool? Well, what fly really means is to first lead yourself so that you can better lead others. Even that 8-year-old little girl that you might have impacted or influenced. You are leading others by your example, by what you have accomplished and what you have done. But it doesn't stop here. Continue to fly, and you will soar. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you so much. And now we have the privilege of hearing from two graduates, two amongst you. They are Matthew Breimer, Bachelor of Science in IT Security, and Taylor Crowe, Bachelor of Arts in Interdisciplinary Studies. Following their speeches, Provost and Chief Academic Officer Dr. Marnie Baker-Stein will confer your degrees. Please join me in welcoming first to the lectern, Matthew.
Thank you, faculty, staff, fellow graduates, course mentors, student mentors, to those that studied and worked on assignments into the early hours of the morning, to the wives, husbands, partners, children, various family members, and anyone else that I may have missed that helped us get to this stage today. To all the military veterans and to all my Army brothers and sisters, whoop. And finally, to all the precious moments some of us may have missed so we could work towards our dreams, we say thank you. And I say we because they say it takes a village to raise a child, and apparently to help a grown one graduate too. Everyone in this room has a story of how they got here today. I'm humbled to be able to share mine. I'm a disabled Army veteran. I joined the Army towards the end of my junior year of high school. I spent 6 years in the U.S. Army until I was injured and couldn't be a soldier anymore. With my body used up, I decided I needed to start working with my mind instead. I was lucky enough to get a job at the Department of Defense, where I became a lead database administrator and information security specialist. After 8 years, I parlayed these skill sets into a security and database manager position with a pharmacy services company. Now, up until this point, I had prided myself for getting as far as I had without a degree. Fast forward a few years later, in the director of IT position, what I had viewed as my dream job becomes available. I applied for this position, and I made it to the final 2 candidates. It was between me and another gentleman inside the company. We were told that we would be graded on our interviews, and whoever had the highest interview score would receive the job. I went through the interview process, and I felt really good about how well I'd done. About 2 weeks later, I was called into the COO's office, and I was asked to sit down. He went on to explain to me that even though I scored higher than the other person on every other category, I scored a 0 in education because I didn't have a degree. Therefore, I wiped out all of my other scores. I was crushed, angry, and a little bit embarrassed. And the first time in my career, not having a degree was holding me back. Now, I will admit that the reason I came to WGU was strictly out of sheer anger and spite. And I'll also admit that at 32 years old, with a wife, a daughter, and another daughter on the way, I was terrified of going back to school. A few months after getting rejected, I started my first semester at WGU. And then something happened that I didn't expect. I found my passion for learning again. I finished one class, and then another, and then all of a sudden, my first semester was over. And as I looked at the little donut chart, showing me how much progress I had made towards my degree, and I realized I was closer than ever was before. However, after about a year or so into my WGU journey, I received a job offer for what I would soon learn was my actual dream job. But this job didn't care if I had a degree or not. The clients I would soon be working with Ivy League degrees, advanced degrees, and at major companies in Silicon Valley, they didn't care if I had a degree. So I came to a crossroads. Should I continue my journey with WGU, or should I drop out? After talking to my wife and my mentor at the time, Bob Curtis, I realized that while I no longer needed the degree for my current career path, I wanted the degree. I came this far, and thinking to myself as a father and a husband, I realized that my family sacrificed just as much, if not more, to get me to this point. I decided I had to finish. Not just for them, but for me. I need to earn this for me. And here we are. Because I decided to finish what I started and the superb knowledge that I gained at WGU, I was able to help start the security division of my company. I was able to consult with clients and speak at conferences for the Air Force and the FBI. I'm also proud to say that I'm now pursuing my master's degree in cybersecurity at WGU. The last thing I want to say is, as you leave here today and go forth with your lives and your careers, I can remember applying for jobs while I was still working towards my bachelor's degree and sitting in interviews across from those with traditional degrees. And then remarking, well, you're going to a non-traditional college. When you hear those words, I want you to smile and say, you are correct. I am non-traditional. We no longer live in traditional times, and I'm well prepared. Thank you.
Good afternoon, y'all. Welcome, faculty, distinguished guests, family, friends, and the most important welcome of all, welcome WGU graduates, class of 2018. We did it. It's okay. You can give a sigh of relief now. As I reflected on my time at WGU, one word stuck out to me the most: motivation. By definition, motivation is the reason or reasons one has for acting or behaving in a particular way. However, to me, motivation represents so much more. To me, motivation was having parents who instilled a drive for good grades in me at an early age. My motivation was having grandparents who reminded me that to push through what seems impossible and that this too shall pass. Motivation was having friends who never give up on you even when you feel like giving up on yourself. Motivation is having teachers who realized your worth long before you did and didn't consider their job done until you realized it too. To me, it was to be more than a statistic of single mothers who did not finish school. Motivation was ignoring all the people who told me I couldn't or wouldn't succeed. Motivation is putting all doubts and odds that were placed against me to rest. Motivation is working hard and dreaming bigger, because from the wise words of Eleanor Roosevelt, the future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. And lastly, for those of you parents out there, my greatest motivation is, and always will be, the angel that was sent to be my daughter, Aisla Marie. Sorry, y'all. When I thought about all the things in my life that motivated me to get to where I am today, it required me to think a lot about the challenges and obstacles I had to overcome to get here. And man, is that a long list. From a short period of homelessness to working 2 full-time jobs in school to sleepless nights filled with a baby crying and what seemed like an endless amount of homework assignments, I made it. And because just like you all, I'm not defined by my challenges, mistakes, poor choices, or misfortunes. I am defined by my ability to seek motivation on my darkest of days. I am defined by my ability to persevere through every obstacle placed in my path. The way I see it, we have 2 choices. 1, we give up, or 2, we muster up all our motivation and we decide to go always forward, never back. I remember receiving my associate's degree from Lone Star College and having mixed emotions. Proud because I had finally done it, and yet concerned because what was next. I had a taste of what broadening my education could do for my future, and I wanted more. It was then that I stumbled upon WGU and what their program had to offer. I say stumble, but I know now that it was not by accident, but grand design. I was skeptical and self-doubt consumed me. How would I pay for school? How would I find time to get my homework done with a hectic schedule? Could I really handle adding another thing to my plate? What if I fail? Is it worth it? The answer to all of those questions is to take one day at a time, one task at a time, one challenge at a time. And before you know it, there's enough challenges in your rearview mirror to give you hope for the road ahead. This degree is a testimony to our ability to beat our failures, conquer our fears, and defeat our doubts. WGU is the epitome of not allowing your failures to halt your journey. Every single mentor I encountered, especially Amy Mayfield, during my time at WGU, motivated me to follow my dreams and execute each task before me with perseverance that I hope to one day pass along to my daughter. I want to leave you with a question. What is your motivation? And how are you going to stay motivated beyond your degree? What is going to motivate us to not be bound in bitterness from our past failures and mistakes, but instead tackle every day given to us as we enter this new stage of life? Maybe your motivation is your children, a loved one, a good friend, or maybe it's the desire to utilize all those long hours of lesson planning, essays, APA format, and reference lists that we all love and are going to miss so much. Whatever it is, I know one thing is for sure. We have come this far, and there's nothing we cannot accomplish with our sheer motivation and downright stubborn will to succeed. Therefore, I challenge you to channel your motivation and be confident that you can and you will achieve your wildest dreams with a little faith and a lot of coffee. Thanks, y'all. Let's graduate.
Thank you, speakers, for those powerful stories of transformation and inspiration. They're really awesome. Okay, are we ready for the big moment? We will now recognize each of our bachelor's degree graduates. Would the candidates for bachelor's degrees, post-baccalaureate degrees, and teacher preparation endorsements please rise, including those of you watching this by webcast from home? Upon the favorable recommendation of our faculty and the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees and the member governors of Western Governors University, I hereby confer upon you the bachelor's degree or endorsement you have earned, to include the Bachelor of Arts, the Bachelor of Science, the post-baccalaureate teacher preparation endorsement, with all the rights and privileges thereto appertaining. You may now, get ready. You may now move the tassel from the right to the left side of your mortarboard. Congratulations on this important milestone in your lives. Congratulations, everybody. Okay, so now please be seated for the moment. The following are the leaders from each of our colleges who will now present the diplomas to our graduates. Mitsu Frazier, Vice President, Academic Operations, College of Business. Dr. Jan Jones Schenk, Academic Vice President, College of Health Professions. Dr. Elke Leeds, Academic Vice President, College of Information Technology. And Dr. Becky Johnston, Director, Course Faculty, Teachers College.
Will the graduates from the College of Business, starting with the first row, please come forward at the direction of the marshal to be recognized individually.
Kim Rittenberry.
Rob Spahn.
April Griffey.
Shane Hegenbotham.
Victoria McCall.
Lionel Kimball.
Lyle Helms.
Dina Grumbles.
Jamal Perry.
J.C. Roberts.
Brentley Hilbrun.
Ashley Cade.
Eric Aubrey.
Robin Achevera.
Martha Cartledge.
Claudia Polo.
Matthew Hayes.
Sharita Washington.
Christina Southern.
Larry Herford.
Joe Kirby.
Hallie Forsman.
Derek Mitchell.
Philip Kyle.
James Hickman.
Stacy Christman.
Laura Brady.
Lucia McFarland.
Rashawn Harris.
Christina Ringhausen.
Shelley Powell.
Jody Catchpole.
Tara Newcomb.
Taylor Gallman.
Teresa York.
Nixali Vargas.
Benjamin Porter.
David Stanley.
Victoria Briones.
Sean Wright.
Andre Brown.
Mark Newcomb.
Wendy Fawcett.
Daniel Bennett.
Mai Vio.
Paula Wood.
Christopher Vaughn.
Dane Francis.
Wesley Story.
Silas Curry.
Richard Ruth.
Corey Mouton.
Jennifer Rucker.
Jerry Mouton.
Laura Howell.
Tanya Duncan.
Derek Alsop.
Richard Ashmore.
Jonathan Marino.
Jeffrey Beach.
Jennifer Gould.
Crystal Gable.
Christina Thompson.
Laura Browder.
Amy Way.
Melissa Thacker.
Kayla Brooks.
Candace Jackson.
Robert Oslin.
David Millsap.
Andrea Daniels.
Kimberly Head.
Don Ebert.
Constance Davey.
Sarah Danford.
Crystal Knott.
Kelly Hoffman.
Joshua Patton.
Tara Hernandez.
Jennifer Estegoy.
Elizabeth Pulley.
John Philip Gadicho.
Rose Dodson.
Catherine Grindrad.
Matthew Figg.
Leah Rabot.
Thomas Sharavia.
Danielle Wilhelm.
Leslie Robertson Gallagher.
Leonard Zacek.
Rose Fox.
Don Krejci.
Kimberly Goins.
Kevin Krejci.
Stacy Travis.
Divine Grace McMahon.
Adam Nieto.
Charles Umphris.
Cody Balf.
Rambo Latham.
Patrick Groves.
Susan Qualley.
Joe Catherine Morse.
Sylvia Zapeta.
Erica Ramos.
Shannon Fole.
Jose Roy.
Sonia Salazar.
Linda Minshew.
Maria Young.
Tavan Murashadian.
Mindy Lucas.
Andrea Mitchell.
Donald Doffenbaugh.
Melissa Foradori.
Jason Bobo.
Veronica Enriquez.
Charity Minner.
Humberto Torres.
Melissa Job.
Shelby Villarreal.
Stephen Siebert.
Julia Solis.
Ashley Flowers.
Rose Carfrey.
Carolyn Lorenzo.
Thomasina Sempa.
Latham Wiggins.
Rhonda Johnson.
Linda Lesperance.
Sandra Malchoff.
Mary Lyles.
Michael Malchoff.
Cassandra Kittle.
Caleb Brown.
Jamie Madewell.
Christine Harden.
Leslie Harrell.
Rodolfo Cornell.
Sandra Schrank.
Alyssa Braswell.
Byron Coleman.
Philip Sebastian Wittenstein.
Charlotte Schoenhart.
Christy Leigh Alford.
Jacqueline Garcia.
Melvin Caraway Avila.
Kelly Gilliand.
Daniel Carter.
McKenna Jane Parr.
Sarah Vargas.
Krista Alpers.
Ansley Shemaine Moore.
Dustin Beasley.
Richard Chant.
Kevin Rivers.
Kai York.
Stephen White.
Dale Weaver.
Jeanette Dominy.
Lauren Coleman.
Monica Moten.
Stephanie Gutierrez.
Miguel Torres.
Charles Oliver.
Terrell Richardson.
Tanya Lott.
Jameson Ethington.
Ona Gonzalez.
Aaron Sanchez.
Lydia Hancock.
Melissa Waxeldorfer.
Bridget Halpane.
Amanda Wheeler.
Angela Kemper.
Kelly Castano.
Karen Sue Davis.
Penny Livingston.
Dorothy Madrid.
Veronica Miranda.
Gregory Heron.
Julie McConaughey Bai.
Cody Jones.
Leticia Tikoya-Soeva.
Jacob Burgess.
Edward Williams.
Joe Fife.
Jeremy Spencer.
Rudolph Alot.
Carolyn Franklin.
Alexis Rivers.
Jonathan David Bryan.
Tierra Samuels.
Cheryl Lestrap Robertson.
Michelle Anita Maureen Williams.
Clive Waugh.
Sheree Towner.
Sarah Smith.
Olga Rolfe.
Sherry Smith.
Terrence Irving.
Mitchell Aranda.
Samba Ella Wamba.
Kayla Brantley.
Will the graduates from the College of Health Professions, beginning with the first row, please come forward at the direction of the marshals to be recognized individually.
Heather Blackston.
Teresa Henson.
Catherine Catahan.
Emma Horton.
Tracy Rubalcaba.
Sonia Figueroa.
Chantel Koch.
Tiffany Collins.
Roxana Castilla.
Patty McKinney.
Camilla Atkins.
Alorna Largy.
Vera Obiko.
Michelle Caffey.
Elizabeth Smith.
David Dong.
Brian Clack.
Thomas Wilhite.
Melanie Harris.
Jonathan Brunk.
Ashley Hagan.
Vanessa Frimstad.
Deidre Stewart.
Christine Barrios.
Lenora Henson.
Rosa Gonzalez.
Amy McBroom.
Stacy Campbell.
Osariaman Magdalene Kofabarola Kuti.
Okay, let me drink. Mary Y. Garza.
Vario Villamil.
Laura K. Pfeiffer.
Tiffany Mason.
Angela McDonald.
Monica Holmes.
Jared Johnson.
Ima Innocent.
Adrian Day.
Ashley Smalls.
Brenda Nichols.
Jamie Irvin.
Alliance Gaines.
Susie Goodenough.
Carol Ann Merced.
Carolyn Gachibi.
Loacy Young.
Jamie Martinez.
Vanessa Carey.
Marianne Baltiera Roca.
Yesenia Maras Danda.
Sarah Ray.
Haley Hatcher.
Tila Seeley.
Paige Love.
Becky Vine.
Rebecca Rosas.
Judith Anchweri.
Jadida Wanoinke.
Brandis Rain Margoliner.
Annette Howe.
Pamela Kirby.
Courtney Sharon.
Teresa Reed.
Cleo Hughes.
Karen Rodriguez.
Stephanie Brown.
Valerie Williams.
Francis Zamar.
Urimu Aleke.
Davina Joseph.
Courtney Reed.
Melissa Dement.
Raquel Crawford.
Kalina Doran.
Jenna Plashinsky.
Ronald Negueso.
Svetlana Shakur.
Evelyn Bosire.
Lisa Lagrota.
Leona Myers.
Laura Judd.
Danny Loy.
Lisa McCauley.
Choya Micheline Brooks.
Julie Smitherman.
Rosalinda Martinez.
Christine Martinez.
Jennifer Anthony.
Michelle Webb.
Ayumi Sasaki.
Bertha Aguilar.
Monsi Pathak.
Rashonda M. Williams.
Anna Dillon.
Lisa Stang.
Lisa Landell.
Melanie Oakland.
Angelica Salazar.
Karen Randall.
Latoya Johnson.
Jean Rodriguez.
Catherine Sandoval.
Virginia Flores.
Michelle Antonio.
Christine Brew.
Carolina Harper.
Zoe Locke.
Michelle Myers.
Tracy Jones.
Katie Montgomery.
Falaki Ashafeso.
Michaela Lebo.
Mona Horton.
Carol Gerald.
Carola Benjamin.
Melissa Kerr.
Will the graduates from the College of Information Technology, starting with the first row, please come forward at the direction of the marshals to be recognized individually.
James Letcher.
Keith Kerr.
Timothy Lunsford.
Becky Harvey.
Aiden Galarza.
Brandon Harvey.
Wilfred Latumba.
Jonathan Roberts.
Jeremy Peterson.
Timothy Golden.
Joseph Webb.
Brian Decker.
Jamie Garza.
Guy Thomas.
Miriam Khan.
Tyler Bowden.
Michael Tomlinson.
Hannah Lewis.
Pedro Ortega Jr.
Philip Keck.
James West.
Jeremy Stewart.
John Philip Wilson.
Daniel Albright.
Kyle Christopher.
Daryl Rogers.
Ridge Smith.
Anthony Colvin.
Jared Campbell.
Michael Nieto.
Martin Aponte.
Otis Skinner.
Neil Taylor.
Carl Duplessis.
Scott Fisher.
Barbara Huber.
Jacob Boone.
Jeff Scott.
Chris Mitchell.
Jacob Hamilton.
William Malon.
Ty Hamilton.
Amy Jo Lane.
David Dubuque.
Matthew Breimer.
Joseph Gooch.
James Dooley.
Mario Giovanetti.
Tim Wackenhuth.
Thomas Rodriguez.
Alexi Kabardin.
Aaron Redding.
Brett Greenwell.
Jason Counts.
Christopher Martin Cabbage.
Adrian Williams.
Hal Jordan.
Nancy Melton.
Shane Harkins.
Alexander Caldwell.
Brent Forrest.
Stephen Harden II.
Dylan Shipley.
Jeremy Bernsdorf.
Matthew Rivera.
Jatindra Shaw.
Blue Florissant.
Shashir Bandari.
James Stroud.
Jason Shiplet.
George Eskander.
Jonathan Cook.
John Brinkley III.
Robert McConigal.
Lonnie Kimball.
Will the graduates from the Teachers College, starting with the first row, please come forward at the direction of the marshals to be recognized individually.
Jamie Mendez.
Tyler Goulet.
Lillian Deedy and Beadham.
Kristen Shahane.
Candy Howell.
Dee Kennard.
Margaret Sullivan.
Patsy Elizabeth Miller.
Christina Johns.
Robin Renee Dieter.
Courtney Ogden.
Jennifer Arrigan.
Sandra Nuttall.
Sandra Dannemiller.
Ellen Castro.
Tanya Bennett.
Melody Richardson.
Wendy Trevino.
Rose Mendez.
April Gann.
Erica Sanchez.
John David Thorman.
Natasha Smith.
Deborah Mumphrey Smith.
Robin Rhodes.
Mary Joanne Arnold.
Courtney Zarati.
Nicole Day Sugart.
Barbara Watson.
Anne Marie Hudson.
Sherry Godwin.
Rosa Salinas.
Armika Barber.
Vicky Ratliff.
Stacy Sellards.
Cindy Carmichael.
Amy Ibarra.
Arissa Enlow.
Jocelyn Finkboner.
Amber Cook.
Alicia Pelkey.
Cassie Handlin.
Renee Montemayor.
Mallory Thibodeau.
Julie Montgomery.
Karen Stevens.
Patricia Rivera.
Lainey Black.
Taylor Crowe.
Karen Renee Acker.
Carmen Hernandez.
Carl Mitchell.
Ember Hutchison.
Ashley Mitchell.
Maria Wolcott Johnson.
Courtney Johnson.
Jessica Gonzalez.
Maria Diaz.
Taylor Hoffman.
Cindy Reyes Torres.
Belinda Moore.
Brianna Castro Hernandez.
Sarah Lambert.
Amy Correa.
Glenn Olin Meadows IV.
Elizabeth White.
Sean Ditto.
Tammy Taylor Lopez.
Justine Fuente.
Lindsay Barrand.
Dorian Forrester.
Callie Byler.
Travis Davenport.
Kelly Renee Layton.
Gada Aga.
Venice Lofton.
Elizabeth Ong.
Arian Williams.
Savannah Hoffsummer.
Catherine Heichel.
Kimberly Tilley.
Annalisa Valdivia.
Shara Gibbs.
Mildred Robeson.
Karen Burgess.
Deborah Bartola.
Kimberly Molina.
Lily Towner.
Aaron Garza.
Zeba Afsar.
Krista Franklin.
Ashley Odell.
Aaron Strimple. Desiree Bradford.
Graduates, please accept our sincere congratulations. All of us at WGU are proud of you, and we welcome you into our community of alumni, now more than 117,000 strong. For many of you, earning your diploma is the fulfillment of a lifelong goal. The academic degree you have earned at WGU will open doors for you and allow you to explore new opportunities. But it's important to remember that commencement is not the end. It represents a new beginning. I encourage you to explore your dreams, dare to discover and follow your passions. Whatever you choose to do it as well as you possibly can, and great things will follow. You know, learning is a lifelong journey, and one that is now a habit of both your heart and mind. I urge you, as you continue your journey, to reach out to others in the pursuit of their dreams. Identify meaningful ways to contribute to your communities and your neighbors, and help us find our way as a united country to a brighter pathway for our children and our children's children. Now, let's take a minute and celebrate my favorite part with a little selfie. Everyone get your phones out. Let's get the house lights up. Please tag it to WGU grad. Marnie, you want to come join me? All right. Everybody look over here too. Give her, Marnie. All right. This now concludes our ceremony. Thanks for visiting us here in Texas. And as we like to say, all y'all are welcome anytime. Now please remain seated until our graduates have filed out. Thank you all so very much.